Hello, Los Angeles Lakers fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. The rumors started the way these stories always seem to start in Los Angeles, with a low murmur that grows louder every time a camera turns on and a microphone lights up, and suddenly everyone is leaning forward asking if there's truth behind the whispers that JRUE Holiday is on his way to the Lakers. The idea feels almost cinematic when you think about it, because this is the kind of move that doesn't come with fireworks right away, but with a slow burn of speculation, debate, and excitement. People are talking about fit, about timing, about the way the Lakers front office loves to surprise the league when nobody expects it. JRUE Holiday's name, floating around the purple and gold universe, immediately triggers memories of gritty defense, calm leadership, and that rare ability to control the tempo of a game without screaming for attention. Even though he is currently associated with the Portland Trail Blazers, the rumor mill suggests conversations happening behind closed doors, the kind that never get confirmed until the jerseys are already printed. Lakers fans are imagining how his experience could stabilize the backcourt, how his maturity could balance a roster that often lives under a magnifying glass. This is not being framed as a blockbuster in the traditional sense, but as a chess move, one that could quietly reshape expectations without ever needing a press conference to shout about it. As the narrative grows, the speculation takes on a life of its own, and suddenly JRUE Holiday is being discussed as if he is already walking through the Lakers' practice facility, nodding to familiar faces and absorbing the culture that comes with wearing that jersey. The Lakers, as a franchise, thrive on stories, and this one fits neatly into their long history of calculated risks and bold decisions. Holiday's reputation around the league is that of a professional's professional, a player who does not chase headlines but earns respect in locker rooms. That is exactly why this rumor feels believable to so many people. The idea is not that he would arrive as a savior, but as a stabilizer, someone who can bring order when games get chaotic. Fans on YouTube and social media are breaking down imaginary lineups, talking about defensive matchups, and praising his ability to make the right play at the right moment. The speculation suggests the Lakers see something deeper here, a chance to add substance rather than flash. In a market that often demands spectacle, this potential move is being whispered about as smart, subtle, and very intentional, which only fuels the belief that there might be something real hiding behind the silence. When you listen closely to the tone of these discussions, you can hear how much respect JRUE Holiday commands. And that respect is what makes the rumor feel heavier than your average trade talk. People aren't just asking whether he can score or defend. They're talking about leadership, about accountability, about the way he carries himself during adversity. The Lakers have always valued players who understand the weight of expectations, and Holiday has spent his career under pressure without letting it consume him. Speculation suggests that the front office believes his presence could help set standards, especially during long stretches when the season feels endless and energy starts to dip. This is where the rumor gains emotional traction, because fans are not just dreaming about highlights. They are imagining a steadier team identity. The conversation shifts toward how his calm demeanor could influence younger players, how his defensive instincts could cover mistakes before they become problems. In the echo chamber of YouTube commentary, this move is framed as less about headlines and more about habits. That framing makes people nod along because it sounds like the kind of thinking that leads to sustainable success, not just viral moments. The rumor also opens the door to endless what-if scenarios, and that is where the storytelling really takes off. Imagine the Lakers late in a tight game, the crowd buzzing, the pressure mounting, and JRUE Holiday calmly bringing the ball up the court, reading the defense like a book he has already finished. That image alone is enough to keep fans talking for hours. Speculation paints him as a bridge between eras, someone who has seen different systems, different locker rooms, and different expectations. In this narrative, his arrival would not erase problems overnight, but it would signal a commitment to discipline and balance. People start to connect dots, pointing out how his skill set complements what the Lakers already have. rather than overlapping awkwardly. The rumor gains strength because it feels logical, not forced. You can almost hear a YouTuber leaning into the camera, lowering their voice, and saying that this is the kind of move contenders make when they are serious about details. The more the story is told, the more it feels like it belongs in the Lakers' timeline, whether or not it has been confirmed. Another layer of speculation focuses on the personal side of JRUE Holiday and how his character could resonate within the Lakers' culture. The franchise has always celebrated stars, but it has also quietly relied on players who do the unglamorous work that allows stars to shine. This rumor suggests that Holiday would embrace that role without complaint, bringing professionalism that can sometimes be undervalued until is missing. Fans discuss how his defensive mindset could set a tone from the first possession, sending a message that effort is non-negotiable. In these conversations, the Lakers are not just adding a player, they're adding a mindset. The speculation frames him as someone who elevates the collective, not by speeches, but by example. That idea resonates strongly in a city where narratives are everything. The rumor becomes a story about fit and purpose, about timing and intention. It is less about whether the move will happen, and more about how right it feels in theory. That emotional alignment is often what turns whispers into expectations. By the time the first part of this rumor cycle settles, it feels like JRUE Holiday's name is already woven into Lakers discussions as naturally as if he has been there for years. The speculation has matured from shock to analysis, from excitement to contemplation. You can sense that fans are no longer asking if it makes sense, but how it would look once it happens. The Lakers are portrayed as quietly confident, working behind the scenes while the noise stays outside. Holiday is painted as the perfect counterbalance to that noise, a player who thrives on substance over style. This rumor does not scream urgency. It hums with patience. And in a league where patience is rare, that alone makes people pay attention. The story feels unfinished, like a chapter waiting to be written, and that anticipation is exactly what keeps viewers clicking, listening, and imagining what could be coming next in this evolving narrative. Now, shifting into another angle of the same rumor, the conversation deepens as people begin to wonder what JRUE Holiday himself might be thinking if this Lakers connection is more than just smoke. Speculation paints him as a player who values stability, competitiveness, and clarity of role, and the Lakers, despite their chaos from the outside, often offer exactly that on the inside. In this version of the story, Holiday sees Los Angeles not as a distraction, but as a stage where preparation meets opportunity. The rumor suggests mutual interest, a quiet understanding that his game could age gracefully within a system that values intelligence and effort. YouTube commentators imagine him walking into a locker room filled with expectations and embracing them without flinching. This is not framed as a chase for fame, but as a pursuit of meaningful basketball. The narrative suggests that Holiday could see this move as a chance to solidify his legacy as a winner who adapts, rather than a scorer who fades. That perspective adds emotional weight, transforming the rumor from a transaction into a personal journey that fans can latch onto. As the speculation grows, attention turns to how the Lakers might strategically use JRUE Holiday if the rumor becomes reality. The talk is not about forcing him into a spotlight, but about maximizing his strengths in subtle ways. Analysts and fans alike imagine defensive schemes becoming tighter, communication becoming sharper, and late-game decisions becoming calmer. The rumor frames Holiday as a connector, someone who links offense and defense seamlessly. In this imagined scenario, his presence allows others to play freer, knowing there is a safety net behind them. This kind of impact does not always show up in flashy statistics, but it shows up in wins that feel controlled rather than desperate. The Lakers are portrayed as understanding this nuance, targeting Holiday precisely because he thrives in these invisible spaces. The speculation becomes almost instructional, teaching viewers to appreciate the layers of basketball that often get ignored. That educational tone makes the rumor feel smarter, more grounded, and harder to dismiss as simple fan fiction. Another thread of this second part focuses on the broader league reaction, even if it is all imagined at this stage. The rumor suggests that opposing teams would quietly respect the move, recognizing it as a signal that the Lakers are serious about competing at the highest level. There is talk about matchups changing, about coaches having to account for Holiday's defensive versatility and basketball IQ. In this narrative, the Lakers are not chasing trends, they are setting their own path. Holiday's potential arrival is framed as a reminder that championships are built on balance, not just star power. Fans discuss how his calm presence could neutralize momentum swings, how his experience could help in hostile environments. The speculation stretches beyond Los Angeles, painting a picture of ripple effects across the league. Even without confirmation, the rumor forces people to rethink assumptions about the Lakers, and that alone gives it power. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the emotional core of the rumor becomes even stronger when fans imagine the chemistry aspect, something that cannot be measured but is always felt. JRUE Holiday is often described as someone teammates trust instinctively, and that trust is invaluable in high-pressure situations. The speculation suggests that his arrival could accelerate chemistry rather than disrupt it. In this story, practices become more focused, communication becomes more honest, and accountability becomes shared rather than enforced. The Lakers, often scrutinized for their internal dynamics, are imagined finding equilibrium through his influence. This part of the rumor resonates deeply with fans who understand that talent alone is not enough. The YouTuber tone leans into storytelling, painting scenes of huddles, of quiet conversations, of leadership shown through actions. It feels intimate, almost behind the scenes, and that intimacy is what keeps viewers emotionally invested in something that has not even happened yet. As the narrative continues, the rumor also addresses skepticism, acknowledging that not every whisper turns into reality. Yet even that doubt is woven into the story as a strength rather than a weakness. The speculation suggests that the Lakers are comfortable operating in ambiguity, allowing rumors to swirl while they focus on execution. JRUE Holiday, in this imagined scenario, fits that philosophy perfectly. He is not someone who needs constant validation, making him an ideal figure in a media-heavy environment. Fans discuss how this mutual understanding could be the foundation of a successful partnership. The rumor becomes less about certainty and more about alignment, about values matching at the right moment. That framing gives the story longevity, allowing it to breathe without burning out. It feels like a slow reveal rather than a rushed announcement. By the time this second part of the rumor winds down, the picture painted is rich, layered, and compelling. JRUE Holiday as a new Lakers reinforcement exists fully in the imagination, complete with impact, purpose, and meaning. Whether or not it ever becomes official almost feels secondary, because the conversation itself has already reshaped expectations. The Lakers are seen as thoughtful, Holiday is seen as essential, and fans are left with a sense of anticipation that goes beyond a single move. This is the power of speculation when told the right way, turning possibilities into stories that feel real enough to matter. And as the camera fades out on this imagined chapter, one thing is clear: this rumor has done its job, keeping everyone watching, listening, and believing that something big could be quietly forming behind the scenes. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.